everyone, it's John, your Indian Cinemaniac from John Talks Indian Cinema, back with another 10ish-minute review. Okay, so I've got a Big B movie. That's right, Amitabh Bachchan, who I am a big fan of. And this was recommended by at Ashok Singh dash WU1DL. Let me try that again. Ashok Singh dash WU1DL. Okay. And the film is 2022's Jhund, The Horde. It was directed by Nagraj Manjule. It stars Big B himself, Amitabh Bachchan, who I've seen him in a ton of stuff. Pink, Sholay, just Conte. I just saw him in. Oh, you guys see my dogs there in the corner, having a ball over there. They want to be on. They want to be on the show so bad, and I gotta hold them back. It also stars Ankush Gedam, Akash Thosar, Rinku Rajguru. Frankly, almost the entire cast were not actors based on the research that I did. And I'll get into that. This is based on a true story about a gentleman named Vijay Barse, who is from Nagpur, and he created the Slum Soccer League tournament. So the story, the story is about these kids who live in a slum. Now, the thing I didn't quite understand, because I don't think I've ever seen this before or even knew that this existed. Yes, I know slums exist. They exist in the States too. But this slum was walled off with security, which I didn't quite understand how that worked. So I need someone to explain in the comment section what that was. Is that something that is typical? Because it was almost like they were in a prison. That's what it reminded me of. But it's these kids that they're all druggies, they're all drinking, they're all criminals, and not much of a life. And Amitabh Bachchan's character plays a football coach, soccer in the States, who sees this, and this is based on this moment is based on a true story. The real coach saw a bunch of kids playing soccer with a bucket, not a soccer ball, and they were pretty good. And he was like, "Why aren't they using a soccer ball?" So he brings a soccer ball, which happens in the film. And as a result of this coach, played by Amitabh Bachchan, whose name is VJ, the kids start learning how to play proper football and having a purpose other than drinking and drugs and theft. And he wins them over, and he wins the slum over. And at one point, the team plays the college team that Big B coaches, and that's a good scene. I really enjoyed that soccer match, because usually they condense it down so you only see bits and pieces of it. It was a long scene, and it was six to well, with penalty kicks, but it was a 5-5 game, and then they do penalty kicks, which our guys won. Um, so then he decides he's going to create a slum tournament. So from all over India, they come to play in this slum, and they have a tournament that turns up something big. And his kid, who he's kind of estranged from, was studying in New York, comes back to help him run the league. And he ends up there's a big international tournament. I think it was Mumbai. I think that's where it was, where they're going to fly to. And the last, I don't know, 30 minutes of the film is them trying to get passports and get on the plane to go there. And they do. And that's how it ends. That's the story. How he changed all their lives. And it's a pretty I'm going to give the story a 5, because it's true and it's amazing. Now this type of film, Chalk Day India, Lagan, and Bad News Bears over in the States. So even though it's a story you've heard before, and I know Lagan is based on a real event, this is a real story, and it's incredible that one man actually did this and used all his own money to finance a lot of this till it got out in the public, and he started to get funding for it. So I enjoyed this film a lot, and the kids who are not actors, it reminded me of some of the Malayalam films I've seen, which tend to be more grounded. I think, is it Malayalam? I think it's Malayalam. One of them is really grounded and very raw, the performances. The kids were like that. And it fit with this. It fit with their roles and what they were doing, especially the kid who played Ankush, who's a really good soccer player, football player, but in trouble a lot. And in his arc in the movie, that's where a lot of the problems arise, is what happens with him, especially the last 30 minutes. Um, and the soccer matches are really well done. The kids can play. You can see that. There's an elite thing, us versus them. And there are the slum kids are always referred to as beneath everybody. And, at one point, they shake someone's hand, and as soon as he walks away, he starts wiping his hand down. So I caught that. But I thought the kids were great. I thought the soccer scenes were really well done. There's one scene where it's, and again, this movie could have been shorter. They could have cut the last half hour, could have been cut down to 10 minutes. But I also didn't mind. I didn't mind the pace because, one, it allowed for longer football matches, which I liked, but it also allowed to get to know, because there's a lot of kids in this, and you get to know like six of them pretty well, and that's a slow burn too. And then there's one scene where he's in his house and everyone's sitting around him, and most of the kids have never been in a house like this beautiful house he had, and they're each telling their story. So you find out a little background about him. And one guy plays the flute, and he brings it out and he's playing it. Well, that kid ends up getting killed trying to get coal off a train. Um, and that was pretty. And they do the funeral pyre. But I liked getting to know the kids and watching their change. One kid said he's always been on drugs. He finally got off it. Now he thinks they're bad, doesn't want anyone else doing it because they all found something else to do. One woman's got 3 kids and she wants to play, and she ends up reconciling with her husband. So it was just a beautiful, heartfelt film. And as far as the performances go, I think I'd probably say, look at Amitabh Bachchan. And from what I understand, this was not a big budget film. He cut his salary in half because he believed in it and wanted them to put the money in the movie to make it look bigger than it was. And, so this is 2022. I don't know how old he was, but late 70s, early 80s. The thing about him at this age with that voice is his presence is pretty magnetic. And the way he interacted with the kids, because it was also funny, the way he reacted to what the kids were doing and the way he got them to do things. I thought he was wonderful in this, and his chemistry with the kids was really, really well done. And I thought the kids were great. So I'm going to give the performances a 4. Now the music, there wasn't a ton of. There was only one, like I would say, Bollywood number, and it really wasn't even a Bollywood number. But the first song is they attack. They're getting a beef with some rich kids, right? And they attack, and the song is "We Are Invisible," right? Because no one sees these slum kids. The second song, and it's very short, but it was really cool. They come back to the slum and they're all beating these drums, like buckets, right? It sounds so cool. So I really like that. The third song, they were learning how to play and they were training, and it was "We All Need to Live." That was the name of the song. And And the one big Bollywood number, and again, it's not really fair to call it a Bollywood number, was at a festival. So it wasn't like, okay, let's do a number just to do a number. There was a reason why this number was there, because they were at a festival. And the name of the song, or the lyric of the song, was "This is how we roll, curvy and crooked." So I like that. And then the other songs were kind of like when the next tournament started. So I thought the music was fine. I gave the music a 3. Nothing stood out. It was more incidental music than anything else, which I always appreciate. The overall, my verdict, I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give it a 4. I do think it was too long. And I'll tell you specifically, the last half hour is all about these kids trying to get their passports to go on this trip. And the one guy, Ankush, the cops won't let him get a passport because he's had trouble. And then when he finally gets the passport, all the drama getting through the checkpoint. Because he ends up with a knife on him, right? And now he's all panicked, and it's not like he plays it panicked, but the music builds. You can see the look on his face. And when he finally gets through the screening, he breaks down, which is a metaphor for his life is about to get better by going on this tournament. And he's, putting that other stuff behind him. That whole thing took a half hour. So they could have trimmed that to 10 minutes because it ends with the plane taking off, flying over the slump. So they don't end in the tournament. So my overall verdict is a 4. This was a heartfelt movie. It was obviously a social message. And it's a story about an amazing guy too. And I think Amitabh Bachchan did a fantastic job of representing this guy. And because he didn't play it. He's not an over the top guy. He's not a lot of big moves. He very subdued, but says a lot with his voice and his eyes. And I just find him, everything I've seen him. I don't think I've seen anything that I haven't liked him in. Some I've liked more than others, but even his younger stuff, Cholet, it's like you can't even believe it's the same guy that you're seeing now with this authoritative and again that voice, that booming voice. So, yeah, I like this one. So thanks for that recommendation. It was a great watch. It was a feel good movie. That's 2 movies in a row I've watched that are feel good movies. The other one I'm going to be reviewing after this. So I'll post that after this. So, okay, that's it. So, again, I want to thank everybody because as of this recording, I have 261 subscribers. So it's gone up almost 75 subscribers in a week. And that's partly because of the trailers, but mostly because you guys are sharing the videos because YouTube isn't putting these out. You guys are. So once again, I will ask you, subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Also, if you have a film you'd like me to review, if you have a trailer you'd like me to react to, put it in the comment section. This trailer reaction is getting a lot of hits. So I'm happy to do those because they're easy and I can get those out pretty quickly and I can do a lot of them. So I would appreciate that. You want to do that. And if this is your first time to the channel, let me know what you think. Most of you don't stay till this part. The average time is not nearly anything like this. So most of you won't even see what I'm saying now. But hey, what are you going to do? You know what? If you've watched this, I'm going to give you a word. If you watch it till the end, I want you to say, put in the comment section, put Jabberwocky, 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 Jabberwocky. Okay. That will let me know you stayed till the end. All right. All right, everyone. That's it. Thanks for watching John Talks Indian Cinema, and I'll be back with another 10-ish minute review. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day. Zooby dooby, zooby dooby, nache, you pagal stupid man. Zooby dooby, pam pam.